Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Epic Speed Driver from Callaway.
Hello, I'm Anna Whiteley and welcome into your Golf Central update. Well, Bryson DeChambeau starts the Byron Nelson early at 8:34 a.m. Eastern, and he'll be joined by Sam Burns and Mark Leishman. And Kira K. Dixon caught up with him before his first round in Texas.
I like it personally. Zoysia fairways, it's pretty wide and open for the most part, and hopefully that allows me to kind of bomb it a little bit and use my advantage to its full potential, but we'll see. I'm going to do a little speed training after, get some putting done, and then go for it tomorrow. We'll see.
Speaking of advantage, it's a home game for you this week. How nice is it to get to stay at your own house and play in a PGA Tour event?
So nice to be able to sleep in your own bed, cook your own food, go to the same places you're comfortable with when you're on your off weeks, and that's certainly exciting for me, and definitely makes the nights to sleep a little bit easier.
How many hours will you spend in Chris Como's living room this week?
That's a great question. It'll probably only be a few. I mean, we may do one speed training session or something, but if I need to measure anything, I'll be doing that. But for the most part, it's go time. I want to win this week.
All right. And speaking of go time, how do you use the momentum you had on the weekend last week to now come in and possibly win this?
Yeah, it's great momentum. I think that I got to iron out the ball striking a little bit more. I did last week, and I came out on Monday, practiced really hard with my irons and driver, and felt really comfortable. Came out today, I hit really, really well. Hit one close on the last, and just super comfortable now. My driving and iron play, and hopefully that'll transition into the weekend and the weekend.
And how do you balance with a major coming up next week and still wanting to do well here, keeping your eye on the ball at the AT&T Byron Nelson?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just going to be every week is its own independent tournament, and we got to focus on winning this week. And if I don't, I'm going to learn from this week and hopefully transition into next week.
So Brooks Koepka also getting his first swings in since the Masters. His little sabbatical was, of course, health-related, as he's still recovering from surgery on his medial patella back in March. All eyes will be on his knee, and he discussed his health and more with Kira.
It's tremendously better. I like the way we're ahead of schedule. I like the way everything's kind of going. The mobility's a lot better, strength's a lot better. Can finally hit some golf shots the way I want them to. Can actually walk the golf course. This golf course isn't too hilly, but if there is a shot where it's a little different, ball below your feet, above the feet, I can handle that a lot better than I did in Augusta. And, even over the last 2 weeks, it's made a lot of strides, so I'm very pleased.
I know you're not generally one to look back, but when you think about Augusta, are you glad that you went through with it, or do you wish you'd given yourself the week off?
I mean, if I didn't play, I didn't have a chance to win, so give myself a chance. Obviously didn't play good enough, and that just is what it is. You're not going to play good enough a lot of times out here. I've been healthy and not played good, so I look at it that way.
Yeah, I guess that's golf. What have the last 4 weeks been like for you?
A lot of rehab, a lot of just small stuff where you're trying to build strength, build balance. You just kind of neurologically trying to calculate how to fire from the brain to the leg, back up the same way. It's small stuff, but at the same time it's very important trying to figure out what you can and can't do. Trying to find those boundaries, I guess, and push it at the same time, but not push it where you could hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm. You said that the Masters really tested your mental strength. What sort of mental strength lessons are you going to take from that into your golf game moving forward?
The grind I had to go through for those 4 weeks, just to even get out there, as much pain, lying on a table every day, just all the different things of trying to make it where we could play. And to be able to actually get out there and play was satisfying. Like I said, I didn't play good enough, but at the same time, knowing I could do it, knowing what it took just to be out there, I don't think there's many guys that could do that.
Yeah, and looking at this week, I know you've played here a little bit. I don't know if you've had a chance to play a practice round yet, but what are your takeaways from TPC Craig Ranch?
Yeah, it's a long golf course, big golf course, pretty wide off the tee. You can get away with spraying it a good bit. Length's a big advantage, and I don't know how soft it is right now. Yesterday it was kind of coming down, so didn't get to play while it was raining. But I'd be curious to see how soft it is. Where they move some tees around, could be really interesting with some pin locations, and you just got to hit it close and make some putts.
So Koepka on full recovery mode over the last 4 weeks as he tries to get his season back on track. And this is where you can catch him on Thursday for his opening round tee time. He starts right before Bryson at 8:23 Eastern, and he'll be paired with Sergio Garcia and Cam Champ as Koepka looks to stay healthy on the PGA Tour. Well, in other news, Ariya Jutanugarn got back on track last weekend, went more than 1,000 days without a win on the LPGA Tour. She snapped her drought on her home turf at the Honda LPGA Thailand, overcoming previous heartbreaking losses at that tournament and recent thoughts of leaving the game. She joined us earlier on Golf Today.
Ariya, why do you think Sunday in Thailand was where everything came together again for you and led to victory?
I would say, I've been working on so much stuff, try to have like good commitment and not thinking about the outcome. And I think the only first time in like 3 years that I feel much better. And the final round is the only day I felt like I'm really not about the outcome and only thinking about like what I want to do.
Years ago as a teenager, you shared heartbreak on that 18th green with your sister. What was it like sharing a moment of victory with your sister in your native Thailand?
Feels so great because when I'm waiting for the last group to finish, I was like thinking I might have to go to playoff. So I talked to her. I'm like, I'm so nervous. I'm excited. Like how like if something is not the way I want it to be, like what's gonna happen? She said like, I still love you the same. I'm always proud of you. So that made me feel so good. And I felt like no matter what happened to me, she's just going to be right next to me and, be beside me and support me. So it's so great to, win the tournament in my home country and she's there with me.
You've had so much success so young, Ariya. How do you manage dealing with other people's expectations and criticism when things aren't going well?
I would say before it's so tough for me because like they expect me, I feel like because they're rooting for me, cheering for me, and always like expect me to play well. So it's kind of like pressure for me. But right now I feel like not that pressure anymore because I know that there's always gonna support me no matter how I play. And I understand like as a golfer, as an athlete, we always gonna have good day and bad day.
Ariya, we do a lot of these interviews video-wise on Zooms and things like that. I think this is the first one we've had in a golf cart. Are you out there practicing today? Are you playing golf? What's the process for your day like? We see the clubs behind you.
I plan to practice today, but I sat down for a while because I'm a bit jet lagged.
Well, it's an Olympics year, as you know, Ariya. How big of a goal is that to start your year, and how important is it to you now being inside the qualification to represent your country in Japan?
I would say it's really important for me. Since last time I played the Olympic in Brazil, I couldn't finish because I have injured, like I have knee injured. So it's pretty tough year for me because like one of my main goals is like be able to play the Olympic, and I have chance to play, but I couldn't finish last time. So this time, if I have chance to play, is just like dream come true.
Congratulations. It was a lot of fun to watch over the weekend.
Thank you. Thank you so much.